Hello everyone, I'm Tim and I'm an aviation photographer and you could say aviation fanatic. I like everything that flies, I like to photograph it, I like to make a nice picture of it and I like to make nice edits of it. I've had some questions about how I do some of my edits and I'll try to share some tips and tricks. Everything I do is self-taught. And I mainly look basically on YouTube when I need to see something, how it's done, and I pick up some stuff here and there and get influenced by a lot of people on YouTube. And sometimes about the aviation stuff, I haven't found very much information about it, how to do stuff and how people do it. So I figured maybe it's time for someone to share that as well. It's a lot of landscape photography and it's a lot of other stuff that people photograph and share. So why not aviation as well? This is my workflow. It might not suit everyone. It might not be the right way to do stuff, but this is how I do it. Hopefully you will like it. And if you like it, push to subscribe and whatever you say here on YouTube. I don't know, I'm quite new to this, so I'll try to make something fun about this. The picture I'm trying to do today is a picture that's called bracketing. It's a picture you take several exposures and you put them together, but this is not the normal bracketing. It's something I saw someone do this before, but I didn't know how to do it, and it was a long time ago, and I figured, yeah, let's try it myself. And so let's start this by making so that's the desktop that I'm currently on, and I've prepared some pictures. So let's start Photoshop. And here I have a lot of pictures, and what you're gonna see is pictures of different forms and shapes of where the plane is, and this is the one I'm gonna use for a background. So first of all, I need a clean background, so I'll just remove this to make a clean background, then deselect everything. So what I have now is a background, and I want it to be first on my desktop. And then I have a look, what do I need? And I've chosen 7 pictures. And in these 7 pictures, the plane will move accordingly. That's the idea anyway. I haven't done this with this one anyway, so this will be a test to see how it becomes. So I use just a rough marker to sketch the outlines a little bit. And it's, as I said, it's probably easier ways to do this, but this is one way I know how to do it, so I do it. Oops, I don't want it all the way there. I want as little excess as possible, but I want everything to be in the picture. So it doesn't matter if I have some excess, I'll take care of it later on. But you can remove some of it and you can use some of it. So basically when you see that you have everything in the picture, you just make sure it's all in the picture and with. So I'm just trying to find the outlines of everything to make sure everything is included. That looks about right. Okay, so we do see I missed some here. We'll just keep that as well. Okay, so it's a copy and paste procedure, so I just use copy first. I go into the main layer and I do a copy, and I'm gonna get the plane there. And as you can see that it's different colors, so blue everywhere. I don't understand the blend modes or anything like that, so I do this hard way. So it's quite time consuming, but I'll show you just quickly how I do this, and we will see how you like it. Once the picture is in, I'll go to this is in Swedish now. I'll go to transform, free transform, I think it's called, and I choose the size and I hold down the shift button at the same time, so I keep all the ratios the same. So I'll start with the plane because it's going downwards with the nose, and I feel like I need to have a diving plane here, so I'll keep the first one there. And that's the one I've been looking at, so we'll do the second one now in the same fashion, and I'll just do it very quickly here so it's easier for you guys to follow along. You saw the first one that was quite thorough in my tries to get it as close to real as possible. And I do this again, copy paste, and I go into transform freely, and as you can see the plane has moved a little bit towards the front, and here you can see the plane is too big, so we'll do a smaller plane, but that means we need to transform the other one as well. So we just choose the other layer, just move this aside a little bit. The other layer, we have to say okay to that one. The other layer, we go into archive, edit, free transform, and we hold down the shift key again, and we'll start with this picture. And once it's on enter, you can just move these as you wish, and I'll just try to put them where it looks natural towards anything else. Here you can see it's more turned, and that means that this one is the correct next one. Maybe the second one I used was not turned enough, so then I'll maybe choose to delete it, or I'll keep it. I don't know. It all depends actually on how the finishing result looks. So we'll do a quick one there again, in copy paste, up to edit, free transform, hold on shift, and we'll make it different again. Here you can see it's a little bit further on, and I think it should be maybe here. It's turned slightly, and after a while you'll see that the plane will have its natural place in the picture. It all depends on what you want or how you want it to look. First time I did this, I didn't really know what to expect and what to do, so I had to redo it about 4 or 5 times to get it to be quite close to what I wanted. Normally when I do shoots like this, I shoot and I might do rapid fire, you can call it that I use burst mode, but normally when I put this into sorry, I can't speak and do this at the same time. I'll try to do it one way and then this next way. Now I see that I need to do some different stuff. I need to do free transform on this one again, and I'll need to rotate a little bit, and I'll keep it. I need to bring it down a little bit, and I will use this again, and it looks like it could be coming out like this. That means that I need to use it like that, like so. I need to rotate that one a little bit, maybe just to have the right angle, feeling smooth. So I have 4 now. I have 7 in total. And I'm trying to get the distance between every plane about the same. That was the last one. This is the next one. We have to make it a selection. There we go. Quick selection. I know it's quite tedious to watch this, but I'll speed it up. Transform freely. I will do it like this. And what's necessary is that you have the light in the right position in every plane and in all of the planes actually. If you don't have the lights coming from the right place, then this won't really work. So now you can see it's quite far off from where I actually want it. So I'm moving it. It's actually a little bit too small, so I'll make it a little bit bigger. There we go. And I feel like, yeah, that could be a sequence that's basically how I shot it. So once I've done, I just right click on the bottom layer. I do merge layers. I merge them all to one layer, and suddenly you can edit in this. I know you can do differently, but this, as I said, this is how I do it. So I'll show you the first plane. So I'll go in here and I use the clone tool. I go down on opacity to about 60, and flow is down to approximately the same. That means that even if I collect color here, I have to do it several times to make a smooth transition. Don't be afraid to go in really close in the transition and just pick a new color. And as you can see, it's quite, as I said, it's tedious, and if you have a lot of patience, this will be really good. If you don't have the patience, you might want to try do something else. Oops. So remove the last one. So normally when I do this, I do just the inner part, and I have a little trick up my sleeve here as well. Once you have a straight line, you just push the button, hold down shift and go to the end and go back and go back, and it will do a straight line between these 2 points. So once you have a point like this, now it's not looking good here, but I'll show you how to do it. Hold down hold down spacebar, and then you move around. I'll pick a new color. I'll just keep it here. I'll just do a couple of clicks. Hold down Shift. Make a straight line. And from here, it's a straight line down here. And because planes normally have a lot of straight lines, this is quite easy. And once you've done this, it's not so hard. You go to this. Instead, you just draw around this a little bit. You bring in color from somewhere else as soon as you're not so close to the edges of everything. So you can actually do this quite quickly. So if we zoom out again, you can barely see what I've done. Sometimes you can, but you just smooth it out a little bit. Still, you can see some issues down here. But that's mainly how I do this stuff. So what I'll do is I'll do this picture and I'll show you how it came out in the end. And if you like it, tell me. Otherwise, don't bother. I like you anyway. Hopefully this gives you something. And I'll try to get back to you as soon as possible with more ideas that I have, and maybe more adventures I do in the flying community to share with you. I'll just bring up the picture that I made that people actually talked about. I'll just bring it up. Here we go. That's the picture. Oh, it's on the wrong screen. Here is the picture I made with this. If you want to see more pictures, you can visit my website, jugg.se, jugg.se, or Instagram or Facebook is the same. Please follow and subscribe, and I'll try to give you more contents as soon as I have more contents. See you. Bye bye.